What's going on, everyone? Today is Thursday the 18th. It is the last trading day of the day. Tomorrow's a bank holiday. I'm not trading. Wednesday, I didn't even look at the charts because of FOMC. It was just pure chop, just sideways price action until FOMC. So today was the second trading day for me. I ended up with a dub. Brought all the accounts out of drawdown again. Didn't really end the week how I wanted to, but it is what it is, man. A win is a win. I'll take it, especially on like a day, like today. There are a couple executions and I'll explain each one, but let's just real quick jump into the day and what I was thinking, what I saw. So immediately, let's just hop onto the higher time frame. What are we doing? We are inside this 4-hour bearish, all right? Keep in mind this 4-hour bearish that we are inside of right here. We also have this 30-minute and this, where is it? We have this 30-minute and this 1 hour, but I'm gonna mark out the 30-minute. So you have this 30-minute bullish imbalance, right? Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, and we have that 4-hour, right? So, market open, we sweep out previous day high, there's an SMT there, and what do? We kind of just move lower. Yeah. So we move lower, and then we get this SMT right here. Bang, bang. Now, what does this SMT do? I was looking for longs here, but honestly, we had this 5-minute gap open up, and I wanted to short down into the London low and, just head for lower prices, but obviously, as you can see, that does not happen. We don't get any sort of entry confirmation whatsoever at all, and we start to reject higher, and then 10 a.m. opens, right? This is a key open. 10 a.m. is always a key open, and we kind of just chop around. We move higher. Obviously, the draw is New York AM high. Now we have SMT at the New York AM high. So with that SMT being made, I'm obviously going to look for shorts again because we're in this 4-hour gap. Looking. I missed this short, right? I had my entry on the inversion. Would have been a 44-point stop. I missed the short. I was going to target 10 a.m. or this swing low. But what do we see happen? Price perfectly rejects 10 a.m. and we SMT this low right here. We SMT this low. ES fails to sweep that intermediate low. NQ sweeps it and taps into at 10 a.m. We start to move higher. We also have this bullish 5-minute as well. So we're tapping into bullish PD arrays. We are respecting bullish PD arrays. Now, the reason I didn't long here is because you'd be front running a 5-minute gap. I just didn't want to do that. And I knew that there was a short coming. Once I saw this SMT, every PD array has a purpose. Every PD array has a use case. So my idea was this SMT would be used to go higher. And then I noticed that we have a unfilled 1-hour gap inside the 4-hour. Right? So we have this unfilled 1-hour imbalance. I can go ahead and delete the 4-hour one. I'm waiting on this to get tagged. Alright? I see us reject here, and I'm like, alright, I want to slap a limit right here. And I want to go lower with price, right? What happens? I literally immediately close just because I don't like how this looks for lower, especially when the unmitigated 1 hour is right there. So I no longer want to be in this short, especially after this SMT of the low. Waiting. We start to get this nice accumulation range, and as you know, AMD is a high probability, consolidation pattern before a big move. So it's a high probability consolidation that's going to turn into a massive move. So waiting. We tap into the 1 hour. We sweep the range highs, and ES fails to sweep once again. This is the 1 millionth SMT at the high. But the reason I believe this one will work is we have AMD, we have accumulation, manipulation, this will be our distribution, and we have this supported by this 1 hour bearish PD array. I go ahead and delete this, delete this, delete this. I do not need them anymore. Bang, delete, and delete. So we have this SMT, this 1 hour. I'm going to wait on this 1 minute gap to close and get inversed. Right, this is going to be my bread and butter entry right here. Wait, boom, there we go. And then I noticed that this stop loss is pretty small, so I enter somewhere around here. And my TP was going to be to collect all of this LR and possibly break this SMT at the low. That was the idea. Boom, get tagged in. And now we have this 1 minute gap. And I really want to emphasize this 1 minute gap. This 1 minute gap is the first thing that you should be looking at after creating this leg down, after expecting this to become a leg down, right? If this gap, this 50% does not get respected, you can know that this is not a high probability setup no more or anymore, because this is your displacement gap after making the initial move, right? The initial move was to tap into this PD array, SMT at the highs, sweep out the accumulation range. This is the initial move. The breakaway gap needs to hold to keep this move high probability, right? Now, I wasn't really thinking that. I had received an email saying that I need to get more winning days on my Apex accounts, and so I needed like 50 bucks. And so what did I do? I was being really dumb, and as you can see, I just TP'd at 50 bucks. But after I saw us respect the 50% to a tick, we don't even have to tap the inversion. We don't have to tap the inversion. After seeing us respect the 50% to a tick, I'm going to look to take this lower. Now, we have an SMT at this low. I'm waiting on this SMT to get broken. I want to see this SMT get broken. Waiting, boom, SMT gets broken. Now, we get this 1 minute order block. We have a 1 minute swing high. And I'm waiting on this to get, respected. So boom, we get another 1 minute order block, right? Another 1 minute. So this becomes our order block, and this becomes a propulsion block. I don't have that as a preset. So this becomes a propulsion block, okay? We also SMT at this high. All right, I would swap over, but that's gonna take too much time. Just know that we SMT'd at this high. So after seeing this, now I'm confident enough to really slap a short here. And I noticed that, yes, I wanna target this low. However, we have this 5 minute BPR. And I said, okay, if we start to dance around at the PBR or BPR, I don't wanna be in this short anymore, right? Because I wanna see us break through this BPR. Bang, bang. And right here, boom. So we start to like dance around. You see how we're wicking and stuff like that. So I just go ahead and TP. All right, I take my win, I leave, I take my dub, right at the 5 minute BPR. I don't really want to be in that. I don't want to see that hold. I don't want to see what could happen out of this BPR. I just want to get out, especially when this week has been so bad. Immediately next candle dumps. Yeah. Now, we do have an SMT here, so after seeing this SMT, I really wasn't mad. It is what it is, man. Like, this SMT is probably going to shoot us higher. And what do you know? Boom. We get another resweep of this low. And then this becomes an SMT. New York sweeps this, or NQ sweeps this, but ES does not. This is the first time we've had an SMT like that. Or it's actually the second time. The first time is at 10 a.m. when we have this SMT and we saw this shoot us higher. So when I see that again, obviously I'm no longer interested in shorts, but I'm also not really gonna long because I wanted to short. So I just take my dub and I get off, and what do you know? This SMT sends us higher. So yeah, a lot of people are gonna say there was no trade. Today was pretty shit. Today was pretty bad PA. I agree to a certain extent. I don't think it was the best PA, but I don't think it was pretty shit per se. I just think you needed to know the high time frame narrative and understand that, you know, SMTs are a thing. you're not going to get full delivery. You need to TP accordingly. So I got out at that SNT. I'm not really happy about this potential short. This was pretty dumb. I'm not really happy about this. I should have just held this. Could have been up way more. Probably could have been up from here to this SNT low, 138 points rather than 50. But it is what it is, you know. Ended up green on the week. Hopefully Monday's a little better. I'm not going to trade tomorrow, so there's going to be no video tomorrow. It's a bank holiday. Yeah, it is what it is. This was the trade of the day, in my opinion. This short. This was a nice secondary short with the SMT at the intermediate high, but this was the short of the day, in my opinion. And this was probably the long of the day out of that 30-minute gap. With that 30-second inversion SMT, this was the long of the day. This was the short of the day. But what are you going to do? Can't win them all, can't catch them all, can't get full delivery on all of them. And I'll see you guys Monday. Hopefully it's better. I'm going to take this win, enjoy my weekend, and hopefully pay out soon, bro. I don't even know anymore, but I'll see you guys Monday.